We're up to Ois Ches. So the Rebbe explained that through Torah mitzvahs, we're mamshich a whole new level that was never there before. Oid hasoivev and oid hamemale, that is the level of koil. Yisra and Eretz bakoili, you have the way it is mamshich the sfiras hayisoid and the level of moichin, but and also till the pnimius till keser. But both soivev and memale are part of the oir of Hashem that was there in the beginning. So it's not a new oir. Through the mitzvahs, then we get a new hamshocha melech lasod the nevad. So what's the addition? What's the melech? What's more? We get a level which is higher than gvul and bligvul, higher than the shoydish of memali and sevev. It's shemayim v'oretz chadoshim. It's a whole new shemayim v'oretz. Now, what's the purpose of this shemayim v'oretz? So the Rebbe is going to explain now that a yid, everything was created for a yid. Bishvil Yisrael, Breishis Bishvil Yisrael, the world was created for a yid. When we say that the world was created for a yid, we're not just talking about the creation of the world, but we're talking about all the hamshachas. Here we're saying that the world gets a hamshacha through through Torah mitzvahs. There comes down a hamshacha in the world. What comes down in hamshacha? Shemayim v'oretz chadoshim. Okay, so that's the world. The Rebbe is going to emphasize now, bring out that hamshacha comes down actually to the yid because it's for the yid everything. So all these special hamshachas that the yid brings about through the Torah mitzvahs is for the yid. Even this new hamshacha is going to come down for the yid. And basically, the yid brings down the level, a new level of melech, which helps the yid make his dira betachtonim, to do his work in this world, to bring down this whole greater level. Ches. Behine yodua, and behold, it is known, the zeh shehabriya hi bishvil Yisrael. When we say that the world is created for the Yidden, hakavona bozehi, so what is it meant with that? Loi rak libriyas ha'olam. We don't only mean the creation of the world. Elogam lechol hagiluyim. Also, all kinds of revelations, all kinds of giluyim that we're mamshich. Gam ligiluyim achinayim. Also, the very elevated, greatest of revelations are for a yid, as bishvil Yisrael. Move on. So from that we can understand Gam benegeya le'oir hanal sheloi heir gam koidem atzimtzum, even as it relates to the above mentioned light that did not even shine before the tzimtzum. Before the tzimtzum there was the shirish for gvul and bligvul. But we said that through melech lasod and nevad, you're getting a higher oir that wasn't even shining in before the tzimtzum. So this is all for Yidden. This is all, even this great gilui is for a Yid. The zeh shenase kavayochel erzeh. Now that it's become, it's made up a new oir. Which is beyond of the definition of drawing it down and revelation. It's much higher. Ubichdei shal yidei avedosam shel Yisrael. And that is that through the Aveda of a Yid, Yiyeh Achar Kach B'Hamshocha V'Kilui. That it should come down, it should extend and be revealed. This higher new oil that was never there, it's not for it to remain higher, but it's for a Yid. So that a Yid, when he serves, brings it down B'Hamshocha V'Kilui. And where does it take? V'Hamshocha V'Kilui Shalo Yiyeh B'Olam. And that revelation of that oil should be in the world. Okay, now, as we said before, Shal Yidei Ha'oir Chodosh. So what happens through this new light that comes down through the Avodah of Torah Mitzvahs is Hashamayim V'Ha'oretz Yiyu Chadoshim. It's not going to be a light which is not going to affect the world. The Shamayim and the Oretz, that's part of the world. Shamayim and the Oretz of the world, they will be new, which means that the Hamshocha that comes down from the level of Melech, that new Gilui, comes down to create a Shamayim Oretz Chadoshim, a new reality over here in this world. Ve'al Yidei Zeh. And then through this, through bringing down a whole new light into the world, Tushlam hakavona didira betachtonim. That's the way we complete the intent of Hashem to have a dira betachtonim, a dwelling place over here in the low place. So we bring down this greatest of oires to bring in the world. This becomes the Eibishter's dwelling place in Tachtonim. So here we are actually saying that we're bringing down a whole new level of Melech, a whole new level. Who gets the Dira in the highest of levels, in a Gilui, which has never been even before the Tzimtzum, and that comes down through the Avodah of a Yid in the Rebbe Tachtonim. Now, the whole time, the way we teach the Posik, Melech Lasode Nevad, that how could you bring down the Melech? How do you bring down the Melech? Which means the Melech Ilo, this highest level, if we want to talk now, even higher than the Eir HaBlikvul, the Sheresh Gvul and Blikvul, we bring him down how? Lasode Nevad. That means that when the field is being worked, when a Yid works the field and he does Torah mitzvahs, that's how. Put us in the Gan Eden to serve. So who is doing the Nevad? Who is serving? The field is being served. Gan Eden, we're doing mitzvahs in Gan Eden. So the word Nevad is referencing the field. The field is being worked. How is the field being worked? By doing mitzvahs. The Rebbe wants to say now, this is the Melech is being worked. It's the Melech Nevad. Because we're saying now that we get a new Hamshocha from the level of Melech. So that means we get an Er Chodosh. So the Melech becomes a new Nevad. The Melech is being Nevad, which means the Melech is being brought down a higher level, not through the Nevad of this, not the Soda Nevad, but the Melech Nevad. Let's look inside. Based on this, now that we're saying that this is a new Oir Chodosh, a new Gilui, is something new from the Eibishter, a new level in Dira B'Tachtonim. Yes, lekasher pirush hazoya. So we can tie the interpretation of the Zoya. B'melech lasod nevad, the way the Zoya translates the word melech lasod nevad, shenevad koyal soda. He teaches that the nevad goes on the field, that the soda is nevad, meaning the mitzvahs are done in the field. That means, and you bring down the melech. But he says, Im hapirush haposhu, we can tie it in with the simple meaning, shenevad koya melech, that the nevad refers to the king, that the melech is nevad, the melech is worked. What does it mean? What does it mean it worked? We put the melech to work. How do we make the melech work? Because, so to speak, we took a level of the melech, which is not shaykh to world, and we schlepped him down into the world, the shaykh al-gilu. Shenevad koya melech, shegam, etzem ha'oir shelemaylo megeder hamshocha v'gilu. Also the essence of the oir, which is beyond, higher than the definition of bringing down and revelation, which is the level of melech ilo. Nevat kaviyachol, we made him work. We brought him down. La'avodas hasoda, we brought him down so that we can, when we do mitzvahs, we schlep down. We make the king. We schlep down the king for the purpose of avodas hasoda. So the Torah mitzvahs we do, we schlep the king down, that we bring down a higher level from hamshocha v'gilui into gilui, which is the kiyum mitzvahs. So when, in order for us to do and for the observance of the mitzvahs, we're making up, we're working the melech to bring down a new hamshocha. Again, in the pashtus, in the way the Zohar explains, the melech will come down when we work the field, when we do the mitzvahs. Here he's teaching that we bring down the king is being worked, because we're bringing down a king in a place where he never was. That this was hamshocha, which is higher than hamshocha. So the king gets worked to bring him down into a place of hamshocha v'gilui for the soda. Now, it doesn't say stam soda. It says lis soda. Lisoda means for the field. We're not just saying that the king comes down melech soda nevad. We're saying a melech lisoda. The emphasis the Rebbe explains now is we want the field itself to become a place mitzad his level, mitzad the level of the tachtonim. So it's for the purpose of the soda to elevate that the soda itself from its own should become a dire b'tachtonim. Not be a dire b'tachtonim like something which is pushed on it from the outside, but it's lisoda to make us. The Rebbe is going to explain that the world needs to be ready and prepared to receive these giluyim, because we don't want the dire b'tachtonim should come from above, because Hashem pushes himself into your tachton, but we want the tachton itself to become a keli, a vessel, a dira, mitzad its tachtonius, mitzad its level, so that it itself, we're trying to lisoda. That's why we need Gan Eden, and that's why we need the world to make it a mokoy muchshar, a prepared place, because we don't want to stick in the giluyim, the melech, ilah, stick it into the world, and the world isn't ready for it, and it's like putting together two things that don't really fit, but you're just sticking it in there. You're sticking in something that doesn't belong there. You want it to fit. It's lisoda, to make this soda a better place. Yes, lahaisiv bebiur loshen hakosuv lisoda nevad, that it is for this soda lisoda. Ki hakavone de dire betachtonim hi, because what is the intention of making a dwelling place, a dira, in the lower world, is shahagilu yalakus shenimshach behatachtonim, that the revelation of godliness that extends into the Tachtonim, it should be from their perspective as well. The Tachton itself should become a Dira. Remember, we also learned in the, I believe in the previous Maimer, the Rebbe brought down that it should be like a dwelling place, like somebody lives in somebody else's home. He's a guest and it becomes his home. So the Rebbe said that why do we have to live in somebody else's home? It still has to remain, the Rebbe explained it, the same idea of his saying over here. Yes, you're inviting Hashem into your home, but it still has to be your home. You want Hashem in your home, not that it should turn into Hashem's home. If it turns into Hashem's home, then it's not in the Tachtonim. Then it's the Tachton becomes this battle is terminated. He's no longer Tachton. But the whole idea of Dira b'Tachtonim is to have the Dira in the Tachtonim. So the Tachtonim itself. Yes, Loimar, you can say the Zeu Hatam al Zeh Shagilui Shalidei HaMitzvahs. That's the reason that the revelation through the mitzvahs, who al Yidei Shahamokim Sheboi Nasis HaMitzvah. The revelation that we get through the mitzvahs is that the place in which we do the mitzvahs and the mitzvah is done, who mukshar lahagilu, he has to be fit for the revelation. Why is it? Because we need the tachten to be able to get it. Okay, now Siv Beis, as we said earlier, Siv Beis, the Zeh Shegan Eden Nikra B'Shem Sodeh, the fact that Gan Eden is called field. Why do we call the Gan Eden field? Is because Gan Eden the world, there's two spaces. There's a space of a field which grows, then there's the rest of the world. A soda grows. And why is the Gan Eden it's called, the Gan Eden is called a field, is Gan Eden because the Gan Eden is a fitting place lehagilui shal yidei zriyas hamitzvahs. The revelation that comes when we do the mitzvahs, Gan Eden is a place where the tachten can accept it. Well, you're going to say, but what happens when Adam was sent out of Gan Eden and we're doing today mitzvahs not in Gan Eden, but in truth, all of the world is a place, as it says, the Rebbe brought down before, bringing down now, same thing is true about the world in general, not only Gan Eden, but when Hashem sent it out, it's true about all of the world. Hashem sent them out of Gan Eden to go and work the land. What does it mean? To work the land, make the rest of the world a proper place. Hulasis hamokim the oilam, that is to make the place of the world liyesh mukhshar lagilu shaldei hamitzvahs, to make it a prepared place, so that the revelation that we get through the mitzvahs should be absorbed by the place. So that's why we need to have a prepared place in order so that the place itself becomes a dwelling place, not something different. Ki al yidei shehamshachas hagilui ba'olam shal yidei hamitzvah, when through the fact that we bring down the gilui in the world through the mitzvah, is not only the mitzvah brings down the gilui, but it's also that we make the place ready. Higam lefi shahamokim olam hazeh muksher lazeh, That is so one thing would be, okay, you're doing mitzvahs, you bring it down the oil. But you wouldn't bring down an oil which is fits in the world. But when you do both, you bring down the oil and you make the place a mokai mukhshalazeh. That means around hagilu ba'olam hu mitzad inyonei da ha'olam atzmai. Then the revelation of the world is mitzad the world itself. It's not like something else in the world. V'zehu melech lasode nevad. The king is for the soda. The purpose is we bring down the king in the soda for the soda to make the soda a place of moksha nevad. Ki shleimus hakavone de dire betachtoinim. Because what is the complete, ultimate, full intent of dire betachtoinim? Hishagilu ba'olam yiyah, so that the revelation in the world should be loy rak mitzad kiyum ha-mitzvah, not just because I did the mitzvah. Then you could have it anywhere. Elogam mitzad ha'olam soda, it's l'soda neva, to make the soda place. V'kivon tzezeh shenase kaviyochel b'chinas etzem ha'oil. So now what did we do, so to speak? We're bringing down, we made up. Because we said the higher Melech law is a whole new oil. Shemayim v'oretz chadoshim, it's a new oil that was never there. So we made up, so to speak, a whole new anevat. We made a new level of Melech. B'chinas etzem oil, Melech law, u'bishvil kavona zu. That is for this purpose. The purpose is to have Hashem to make the world a place, a mokai mukhshar, to receive the oil. Lachein melech l'soda nevad. The king is for the soda, to make the soda a mokai mukhshar for the melech, and that's part of the kavan of dire betachtoinim. Not just to bring down that great oil, but the melech to improve and make that soda a mokai mukhshar, so that the soda will be mekabel, the highest level of the melech. There's Ula Hoisif. To add to it, the hatam b'pnimis ha'inyonim. Now this is actually the reason, in the inner reason of things, al zeh ha'odam gurush migan Eden, that he was chasing Gan Eden. Because the Gan Eden itself is already, by definition, a mokai mukhshar. That has not been refined by the Tachten itself. That's already in creation. Gan Eden is a soda, is a field. That's a place which is inherently mukhshar. The Eibshter wants to bring down, not in Gan Eden, in the world, in the place where there is no mukhshar, where there is no sense of readiness for Hashem, in the world. Now, in Pashtus in Yonim, why was Adam Harishon chased out of Gan Eden? He sinned in the Chet Eitzadas, as the Pasuk says. But the Primis in Yonim, the Rebbe says, Al zeh she'odam gurush migan Eden, who, why was he chased from Gan Eden? Ki hakavone dedire betachtoinim. What is the intention should be a dire betachtoinim? Shadire tire b'hatachten she'in tachten lamata mimenu. Should be in the lowest place. Gan Eden is not the lowest place within the world. It's not ein tachten lamata mimenu. The world is lower than Gan Eden. That's the soda. Gan Eden is the soda. The rest of the world isn't a soda. So why was Hashem chasing him away from there? And the Eibshter wants the dira should be from the tachten. Vayishalcheyu Hashem Elikim megan Eden lavidas Adam. The Eibishter sent them away from the Gan Eden to work the land, which means lasis hamokim de oilam, not sode, oilam, tachtem biyoser, even lower, muksher lehagilui, ready for the revelation. Why is that? Bichdei shegam hatachten shein tachten lamatem bimenu yiyadira lo yizbarach. So that also the lowest, which is no lower, should become adira, v'shahadira boitiya mitzad inyone, that it should be from the tachten's perspective, that he should become a keli to the oir. So that cannot be accomplished in Gan Eden, because in Gan Eden there is already a sode, it's already a mokim muksher. In order for the person and the world, mitzad inyonim of the tachten, to become a place in which the Eibush, the rest, to become muksher, it needed to come out of Gan Eden. It needed to be chased away in the world, and over there create the Dira B'Tachton. So this is in this world in where we live, where Adam lives, and the person where we do Torah mitzvahs. The same thing is by Malchus. See, by Malchus, we have the level of Sode, that's the Pnimius HaMalchus, and we have Oretz, and we have Chitzonius HaMalchus. The Tachlis HaKavone B'Hamshochas HaGilui, the Bechinas Melech Ilo Basodem. What is the ultimate intent when we bring down the Gilui of the level of Melech Ilo in the field, in Pnimius HaMalchus? What's the goal? What's the intent, the purpose of bringing down the Melech Ilo in the Sodom? Pnimius HaMalchus, it's not for it to remain in Pnimius HaMalchus. It is for it to come down from Sode to Oretz. Who? Shal Yideize Yumshach Hagilu Be'oretz. So that should extend in Oretz, not in Sode, in Chitzonius HaMalchus, Chitzonius HaMalchus. V'al Yideize, and then ultimately through this, B'Biyah, B'Bri Yitzir Asira, Ad Be'olam Hazah Tachten, until this lower world. And in which way, as we explained, U'Ba'oifon Sha'Gilui Ba'oretz Yir, the Gilui in Oretz, in Chitzonius HaMalchus, should be like my davar noisef olav. It shouldn't be something addition. So Chitzonius HaMalchus, you stuck in Pnimius HaMalchus, you stuck in the higher level, you stuck in the Melech Ilo into Chitzonius HaMalchus. No, Elosh Zayeh in Yona Shel Haaretz. That becomes already the aspect of Oretz itself. Bedugmas, Pnimius HaMalchus Soda, just like in Pnimius HaMalchus Soda, who zeh shemekabelas es hagiluim shelamayla b'menu. What is Pnimius HaMalchus the Soda? We said before, Pnimius HaMalchus is the part of Malchus which gets from higher. Chitzonius HaMalchus that gives lower. We want to give that Chitzonius HaMalchus, Eretz, should be like Pnimius HaMalchus. Just like Pnimius HaMalchus is receiving from above, same thing Chitzonius HaMalchus, even though in essence Chitzonius HaMalchus is gives below, but it should get the Melech Ilo from its own perspective, from its Chitzonius HaMalchus perspective, that the Chitzonius HaMalchus should be just like the Pnimius HaMalchus, impacted by the Melech Ilo, but of itself, in Chitzonius HaMalchus itself. Tes. Bezehu Vayiyu Chayisoro Meya Shono Ve'esrim Shono V'sheva Shonim. So now this explains the pasuk 127 years. Now the Rebbe will explain from the Maimer, 100 refers to Keser, and Esrim refers to Moichin, And Sheva refers to the Midas. Okay, Sheva we know is Midas. Esrim is also the two Moichim, mainly Chochma Bina. I don't know exactly what it says in the Maimer over there, but it's understood. Nevertheless, Meya Shona is Keser, that's Shleimus. 100 is Keser. Esrim Shona is Moichin, and Sheva Shona is Midas. Vayu Chayisora means she Chayin alone, that she merited. She had 100 years, 20 years, and 7 years. Seems to going in the wrong order. It seems to go first. She got to the level of Sheva Shonim, then to Esrim, and then to 100. Why does the pasuk say Meya Shona ve'Esrim Shona ve'Sheva Shonim in that order? Because the truth of the matter is, because the goal of the Meya Shona is to bring it down into the Esrim Shona and the Sheva Shona. Let's look inside. The Maimer explains the Meya Shona who Pnimiyus HaKeser. That's the inner of Keser, meaning the level of Atik, which is Bechinas Melechilo. That's Melechilo. The Rebbe added in the Maimer that it's even higher, or like a Chodesh. But in the Maimer over there, he talks about the Pnimiyus HaKeser, the difference between, as we learned earlier in the Maimer, the difference from the Koil, Akoilhi, which is Yisoid, which gets from Bina, which reaches into Chitzonius HaKeser, which is Arich, because it goes up to the Rebbe explained why Yisoid only goes to the Chitzonius HaKeser, and that's the level of Shaykhs to Nehi, which is the actual one before, the whole explanation. But the difference between Melech Law, that's the level of Pnimis HaKeser, that's the level of Atik, and the level of Yisrael's Bakoil, that's the level of Chitzonius HaKeser, that's the level of Arich. So he says the Meya Shona Pnimis HaKeser, so that's the Bechinas Melech Law. And Esrim Shona v'Sheva Shonim, Hey Moichin Midas, those are the Moichin Midas, because the Esrim is the Moichin, the 10 Chochma Bina, each one 10. Umidas Shanim Shochma Idea Yisoid, and the middle that come through Yisoid, Bechinas Koil. So 100 is Melech, and the 27 is Moichin Midas that come through Bechinas Koil. So Betzorich Biur. So we need to explain this. This that Sarah merited the upper life. It worked from below to above, which means she started off with Yisoid, she started off with Kikoil, she started off with the Midos Moichin, and then higher, and then she came to the level of Pnimis HaKeser. Tchila b'chinas koil, first koil, v'achkach b'chinas melechilo, and then to the level of melechilo, then to the Pnimis HaKeser. But v'aseder v'kosuv, but the pasuk's order is Meya Shona v'achar kach Esrim, first Meya Shona, and then Esrim Shona, v'sheva Shona, in 7 years. So the Rebbe explains, Yesh loymar habiyur. The explanation is, Shubichdei l'rames, this is to hint to us, that the Hamshoch of Meya Shona, Melech Ilo, Himshicha Achar Kach Gam B'Bchinas Esrim Shona v'Sheva Shonim. When she got the level of Meya Shona, she brought that down into the level of Esrim Shona v'Sheva B'Chinas Koil. When she got to the level of Melech Ilo, she was mamshich that into the level of Koil, into Esrim Shona v'Sheva Shona. Ba'al Yidei Zeh, and once she was mamshich that, Hagilui de B'chinas Meya Shona, Shenimshach Tchila B'B'chinas Soda. So the Gilui of the level of Meya Shona, which originally came down in the level of Soda in Pnimiyas HaMalchus, which Soda is Malchus, in Pnimiyas HaMalchus. Originally, it was only in Pnimiyas HaMalchus. Nimshach achar kach b'bchinas Oretz. Then that came down also to the level of Oretz, Chitzonius HaMalchus. as the Rebbe said before, and it became a Chitzonis Malchus itself. Ula'achrei zeh nemar Shnei Chai Yisora. And then it says Shnei Chai Yisora, which means Sheimshicha Gilui Zeh Gam B'Biyah, that she brought down this level also in Biyah. So this is the order. When she got the Meir Shana, when she reached the Meir Shana, when she got the level of Melech Ilo, when she got the level of Pnimius HaKeser, then she took that level and she brought it down to Chitzonius Amalchus. She brought it down into the level of Koil, into the level of Eretz, from the level of Sod into the level of Eretz. And then from the Eretz, from Chitzonius Amalchus, it comes down to Biyah. So the Rebbe adds now, Ulahoisif, to add, Da Yidei Hamshochas Bechinas Meir Shona, Melech Ilo, Bechitzonius Amalchus, Ubefrat B'Biyah, that through bringing down this Meir Shona, which is the Melech Ilo level of Keser, from that usually originally goes to the Sodeh, Bechitzonius Amalchus, in the level of Eretz, and then eventually Shnei Chai Yisora Befrat B'Biyah, Nase Boy Aliyah. So that makes an Aliyah also in the level of Meir Shana, in the level of Keser. It makes an Aliyah in that of itself, that it becomes that level of Melech Ilo, which comes down into Oretz, into Chitzonius Amalchus, it makes it on a higher level. The Melech Ilo mitzad atzmai hu oir. What is the definition of the Melech Ilo on its own? It's light, it's Pnimis HaKeser, but it's still oir. It's an oir which is higher than Hamshacha V'Gilu, but it's still the level of oir. But the fact that it comes down into Biyah, so that reveals in it the level of Atzmus, the Dir B'Tachtonim, the Kavon of Atzmus, in the level of the highest level of Oir. By what? When it comes down into Biyah. Over there, it's no longer just Oir. You see the Atzmus of it, which means it grows. The level of Meishona becomes higher. V'al pizeh Seder Hanyonim Shebekosov Hu Milmata L'Maylo. Then it comes Milmata L'Maylo, because what we're saying now is that when did the Meir Shona become bigger? When it came down into Biyah. So when it was Meir Shona alone, then it was still Oir. But when it comes down to Sheva V'Shanim, then it becomes Atzmus. It becomes, when it comes down to Biyah, so it comes out that it goes Mimata L'Mayla. It's not that when it is in Meir Shona is the higher level. No, Take, it's Keser. But Keser is still Oir. When does it get Atzmus? When it comes down into Chitzonius Amalchus, when it comes down into Biyah eventually. Both with regards to Sora. The whole Mashen is also the Dargel Yoina Yeser. The higher she went, Himshicha Bechinas Meya Shona Lamata Yeser. Then she brought down it lower. So the fact she started off with it, when she got to the Meya Shona, she started bringing it down to the 20 and the 7 years to the level of Moichin Amidis. The higher she got, the lower it went. That's one thing. And also, as it relates, the Meya Shona became on a higher level, that we just said. Shal yidei hamshachosei lemato nasa boy aliyah. When it comes down below, the Meya Shana get higher. So first of all, that Sora can bring down, the higher she goes, she can bring it down to the level of Moichin and Midas, because the higher it can come down lower. And also that the the Meir Shana itself comes to a higher level because it's Nizgala the Atzmus, and that makes an Aliyah in the Meir Shana. And this is what the Pasuk says, Shnei Chayi Sora Kulam Shovim L'Toiva. Rashi brings down that the Pashtup Shad, these are the years of Sarah's life, they're all for the good. The Oir Mitzad Atzmoi Hu B'chinas Meir Shana. As much as great as the light of, it's still 100. We talk about 100, but here it's all the Toiva. There's no even 100 because it's the higher than even dividing it. The Oir Mitzad Atzmoi B'chinas Meir Shana. Before it comes down to Esrim, ושבע, שנים, just Meya, it's Meya Shana, yeah, because it's Keser, but Keser is still his Chalkus, Meyo in his Chalkus Protim. It is dividing into details 100. These details, 100, it's not Meya Shonim, which means it's Meya Shana, singular, which means Shana lo shiyochid yur ma'achid, that's lechatchila. But after it comes down to 27, but it doesn't say anymore on the years. Because now it's in a higher level, which is Bechlal not Nischalik. That's the advantage that the mayor gets after coming down into Esrim Mishem. The Pasuk continues. Kiryas Arba hi Chevron. What is Kiryas Arba hi Chevron? The la'acharei hamshachas b'chinas Meir Shana b'Yah. After drawing down the 100-year to the level of Yah, nimshach gilui zeh, then that revelation extends b'guf hagashmi, in the physical body, Shemechubar, which is connected Chevron Arba Yisoidus in the 4 elements. Kiryas Arba hi Chevron. Chevron is a reference to the body, that it comes down into the body, which is Chevron, the Chibur of the 4 elements. That's Chevron. Kiryas Arba, the 4 elements that make up Arba, is 4 elements that make up the physical body of the elements of the Chibur Gud. And through coming this level down to the body, this adds to that connection of the soul and the body, for long days and good years, years of Torah mitzvahs, Chassidish years, in a wide way, ad lemerchava atzmi, till the essence wide, the highest level, as the revelations that come down through the level of Melech Ilah, v'hoilchim lekras Mashiach tzidkenu, we go towards Mashiach, u'ba'ofen the simchas olam al reishim, in a way of eternal joy on their head. The bottom line is that we bring down this giluyim into the physical world, in the physical level, and then we get the level of Atzmus, and this brings down also the body, and it brings it down the years of Arichas Yom B'Shanim Tevis. Okay, we'll leave it over here.
See you later. Bye.
Выход только один, как я полагаю, да. Мы сейчас посмотрим, опять же, доживем до 20 января.